Steve Ballmer once said that great companies have high accountability cultures. And that brings us to the question, do you hold your employees accountable? If no, then this show is just for you. I am Adekemi Adefisayo, and you are welcome to the Ceedchat. You're welcome back to that one show that gives you all-round management education pertaining to your business growth. And joining me on the show today is none other, in fact, an all-time favorite, Mr. Jibola Bamidele.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here. Always a pleasure. And
you.
today we're digging right into the questions because it's a really delicate topic and it's a long line of questions. So we'll just get right to it. We're talking about how to hold our employees accountable for managers. And what does it mean to begin with, to hold an employee accountable?
So it just simply means how to make sure they're committed to results. So let's say, for example, you've given an employee a task and you told them, do this, so that we can achieve this. And they are doing this, and they're not achieving this. But they kept on doing this. Because you said they should do this. And I said, since you said I should do this, that's why I've done what they said I should do. But the reason why you meant to do this is to achieve this result.
It's a goal.
But we're not achieving the goal, but you kept on doing what is wrong, and you don't care about it. So when employees are not committed to results, then you need to hold them accountable for results, not for what they do every day. Because what they do every day, they can afford to waste time. That's why when people do, like, this is a particular guy we gave a project to a while ago.
Okay.
And the project was like, deliver on maybe 50 videos per day. That kind of guy is the results. You don't want to know whether maybe network is bad or something. It doesn't give you an excuse because you know that it doesn't get paid if it doesn't do 50 videos.
So true.
So holding people accountable, because most times, most employees in the workplace, we don't hold them accountable to results. We hold them accountable to come to work.
And to do their daily tasks.
So they just come, mark the box, tick box, and have come to work. Oh, bye-bye. Even when they're not working, we're working.
Wow.
So it's a very important goal. Any manager that cannot hold people to, accountable will fail.
That's really amazing. And it really just helps me change how I think about it personally. When you say you hold employees accountable for the results they are supposed to deliver.
True.
Are you doing it? Can we see it tangibly? Can we measure it? If no, then so that accountability is that process that helps you see how well that
it makes them follow through. So let's have an example. Before they made you a manager of a branch, maybe you're just an employee working, so you look up to your manager every time. If they don't work, you don't care. But now they're asking you, why is this branch not making profit? So you are the one that will use your discretion, you follow through. They won't have to tell you what to do. It's about, they will ask you, show me your baby, don't tell me your pains. So when it comes to accountability, it's a major thing. Or should I say, all managers must learn how to hold people accountable for what they want to do.
And that takes us actually to the next question. How does a manager hold an employee accountable? What are the steps to put in place?
Number one thing I first want to say before we talk about the steps to put in place is this. Most managers, what we do is to shout, is to talk. Why have you not been doing this? I told you. Forget it.
It doesn't work.
It becomes habitual. They know you shout. You're a dog that does not bite.
Wow.
Imagine you have a mother that tell you, don't do that, but you won't do anything. No, the child will just do it. Not do anything. I know her very well. So the child will never listen. And if you promise your child that I'm not going to do this if you don't do this, and probably the child didn't do it, but you end up saying, another time, I'll give you now, but another time I won't give you, but you've killed that child. You need to follow through.
Follow through. Following
Whatever you said you won't do, don't do. If the person does not play their own part. If it's not done. So how do you do it? Number one, make sure you have clear goals and clear expectations. Let people know what you expect from them. You see, if people know what to expect from them, and now there are clear capacity, make sure that the people you've engaged, they have the capacity to deliver on your expectations. Because that's also a problem. It's not a striker, you say he must score goals.
How?
So, clear expectations. Now, you should also have clear measurements. How do we measure
Performance.
your effectiveness? If it's not clear, there's a problem. Then the third one, clear feedback. You didn't deliver on what I said you should deliver. Why? So, you are clear about those measurements. Then, clear consequences. If you don't achieve this will not be done. And let it be that way. Without that clarity, forget it.
As you were speaking, I recall an experience I had at one of my workplaces a while ago. So we always had to fill this, they call it a learning review. They give us videos to watch, and at the end of the day, we get to fill a Google form that talks about the things we learned. And then I had a little bit of a stubborn head, and for like 2 months, my manager would tell me, Kemi, you have to fill this form. I'm like, oh, I'll fill it. And well, nothing happened. And then there was this month. She said, if you don't fill this form, for every week you don't fill it, 5,000 naira will be deducted from your. I thought in my head it was just going to be for one. And at the end of the month, 20,000 was taken out. I'm like, I wrote a mail there. She said, no, consequences, like you rightly said, have been stated. And it is what it is. And subconsciously, to be honest, it made me sit up. So I really agree with that. Something I would like you to talk about is, from experience, what are some of the mistakes managers make when trying to hold their employees accountable? Those things that they think are working, but in reality,
Mistakes.
it doesn't. Yeah.
Mistakes. Number one, I feel one of the mistakes is that you're not even accountable yourself. People watch what you do and they follow through. It's a mistake. You need to be accountable. Don't think anything you're doing is hidden. They can see it. Another thing again is that we want people to like us. We don't want people to respect us. There's a difference between people loving you and respecting you.
Wow.
So what you need from your team is not their love, it's their respect. And if you don't know the difference, then it's a major mistake you're making in holding them accountable. I don't want my children I want them to love me and respect me, but I don't want them to only love me
and not respect
me. So that alone will make them want to take me serious, do what I want them to do. Like my boss would tell me years ago, would say, Jibola, stop calling me sir and don't call me mister. Don't prostrate for me, because that's not the evidence of respect. Respect is doing what I said you should do. If you call me sir and mommy, but you don't do what you're supposed to do, the true evidence of respect is that you're doing my work. And all the other ones are tradition,
eye service, as some would say.
It does not lead to productivity.
Wow.
It's do the job I said you should do, and that is respect.
Final question for me today would be, and you had slightly talked about it earlier, does holding an employee accountable always have to be confrontational? If no, what then can the manager do? Okay, so one of the reasons why managers make it confrontational is that there are no clear measurements. And when there's no clear measurements, you appeal to the person's emotions. I say, it's emotions when you shout, it's emotions. So that you're thinking that person will understand the emotions. But that's not the issue. Document. Like, somebody came late from my employment, came late, and every time he comes late, document. Oh, you came late today, document. You came late today, document. Don't say, don't come late again, I've warned you. Document, you came late today again. These are the consequences if it's 3 times a month. Document, give the person again. Now, you see, that person understands that language more than shouting, confrontation. So I see confrontation as actually, number one, incompetence of the manager. Number 2, lack of emotional intelligence. Because it's possible that you cannot control yourself when you're angry. That's where you're confronting. So that's also a minus for you. But if you can manage your emotions, then what do? You can even be laughing while you're
how you're giving the feedbacks. Okay, you know, you didn't do it, so okay, let's try this. Baba, let's go. And just start laughing. It can be that way, really, because it's clear and the consequences is clear. Then we must make it clear. If that thing is not clear, is where all these things get into the box.
Very interesting. And just before we wrap it up today, what is one thing you would love managers to learn when it comes to holding employees accountable? If there's one thing they shouldn't forget.
One thing you should forget. There's no one thing. This is the first thing I would say. There's no one thing. There's all things. The steps will be followed. Clear expectations. Clear capacity. Clear feedbacks. Clear measurements. And the last one, clear consequences. Those 5 things, if it's not done, that's the one thing you should do.
You already heard it from the horse's mouth. I think for me, my big takeaways as a leader, as a manager, you do not want to be loved. You want to be respected, and you need your team members to be able to deliver on the goals, the responsibilities that has been given to them. And once you are able to achieve this, of course, you should be able to give yourself a pat on the shoulder that, yes, I've done well. Thank you so much for always watching, for always sharing our posts, for always talking about our videos. We see all the love and the support, and we're truly, truly grateful. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to this channel if you've not. And till the next episode, do make use of these resources, and hopefully we'll have Mr. Jibola back again sometime soon.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.
Seed Academy, your growth partner.